Ryan, you said you loved the Will Howard pick. Tell our listeners why.
I think he got the improvement he made over the course of the season. Forget coming from Kansas State. First half of the season, Ohio State fans were wondering why Kyle McCord wasn't still there. He was playing at a different level at Syracuse. And then the final 5 or 6 games, Will Howard was a huge part of the reason that team went as far as they did, won the national title. The Michigan game was a hiccup for everyone involved. And then the final month of the season throughout the playoffs, Will Howard played at a high level. I was at that pro day, 6'4", 236. He can run. He's physical. He has a big arm. He rarely gets hurt. And that's why Quinn Ewers lasted until the 7th round. That's why Shedeur Sanders went in the 5th round, because of the physical tools. He didn't look like Josh Allen getting off the bus. Will Howard looks like Josh Allen getting off the bus. Now, is he Josh Allen? No. But if you're getting this guy in the 6th round, I don't even think it's up for debate. I would have been okay with Kyle McCord because I'm a Kyle McCord guy, but he also went in the 6th round a few picks before, and now you have a developmental guy with zero pressure on him, and he's not in the spotlight. He'll have an opportunity to perhaps learn from one of the best ever if Aaron Rodgers arrives. If not, he'll be battling for a job. I think it's best case scenario.
This is always the thing, though, that I try to stop myself. If I like, especially like a day 3 pick, Ryan, if I think, man, that seems like a really good pick, I like X, Y, or Z about the player, I always try to ask then, why was he available? And so with a guy like Howard, who has that size and does have not Allen's athletic ability, but he's a good athlete, good arm, above average arm, why was he there at pick 185?
Because it took him until the final month of the season to figure out what an NFL quarterback looks like. And that's the reality. And we could have this conversation about a lot of guys, including Tyler Shuck, by the way. He played literally 7 NFL seasons, started 1 year, and that was this last year. There's not a huge separation for me from Shuck and Will Howard, excuse me. I thought they both were probably late day 2, early day 3 guys. We'll find out together. But there just wasn't the consistency there. And, if Kyle McCord had played above the line at all, he still would have been Ohio State, and maybe Will Howard would have been somewhere else, and you never would have seen that. But sometimes – and the other thing about these guys being older is that you finally get to see them develop into who they are, because once you get to the NFL, we always talk about they'll get coaching. They may or they may not get practice reps at all, and then we just never figure it out. So that's that's important to keep in mind. There's a reason these guys get drafted where they do get drafted, and sometimes we overvalue who they are, and I think there's an opportunity for Will Howard to prove people wrong, but the expectations are so exceedingly low. The 6th round seems like great value.